So your whatever the now 10 people are get connected. So all of you are in homes. अपने अपने घरों पे हो सब लोग?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Nobody is there in hostels now? कोई हॉस्टल में तो नहीं है?
No, sir.
Okay. पेपर्स कैसे हुए? अभी तक जो हुए पेपर्स, 2 पेपर. हाउस पेपर. बायोकेमिस्ट्री का पेपर कैसा हुआ? Any question regarding biochemistry paper? No? Okay. So let me start with this new semester with the paper that is MBT 203, Metabolism and Physiology. So, you know, metabolism is what? Metabolism is basically catabolic and anabolic reactions which are goes in your body system, that overall it is termed as metabolism. And why it is necessary? If we discuss about this, then we find out that what is the main aim of that metabolic reaction to be get occur in your system. That aim of this is to generate energy. Ultimate source of this overall process is to generate energy. You know well, we have a two type of system is there. One is plant system and is animal system. And in the plant system, the energy is trapped directly through the sunlight. But in the case of animal system, energy is get available only through the food whatever we take in, and whenever these heavy components are get break down into your body, and they are only be responsible to get release the energy. But not that is the only use that we get the energy. But first question is why we required energy. So energy is required for the various purposes, and one very important process is to carry out the work done. That work done is not only be what the physical activity we carried out, that is the only work done. Work done is when our body itself, our cells and their organelles are doing some activity, that is also the work done. Okay, so to brief this introductory part of your metabolic reactions, we show some of the slide pictures, and then we want to be give the information about the what is the actually metabolic processes are. Okay, so now I'm going to present PPT. So then we have to get discussion on what the actually metabolism is. Now, is it visible to all of you? Slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, organization of the chemistry of life into metabolic pathway. Okay. A metabolic pathway has many steps that begin with the specific molecule and end with a product that are each catalyzed by a specific enzyme. So, the metabolic pathway basically involves the chemistry, and in this chemistry what is happening in this chemistry, we have some starting molecules, and that starting molecules they get converted into a different type of the product, and finally the last product is get formed. And this reaction is overall carried out with the help of some specific enzyme. So enzyme play a very important role in the metabolic pathways. So without the enzyme, it is not possible that we carry out the any type of metabolic
Hello.
pathway in our system. Okay. So a metabolic pathway has many steps in which we begin with some specific molecule and end with the product, and each reaction is catalyzed by a specific enzyme. Now we see a general example of a metabolic pathway in which we have reactants, also called as precursors. Then we have some intermediate molecules are there, and that intermediate molecules may be a product after a first step, or they are also be a get reactant after number of the steps. Some common intermediates are there which are get connected with some other cycles, and lastly we have got the end products. So these all are the main components of a metabolic pathway: the start product, the intermediate product, the common intermediate products, and lastly the end products. So the common intermediates are what? That means the common intermediates are the basically those intermediate molecules which are common in many of the cycles. They are termed as the common intermediates. Okay. So we have intermediates. Intermediate means they are running in a single reaction, and they are just intermediate molecules, because you know in the case of metabolic reactions, it is not two step or three step reactions where goes on. It is the multiple step reactions where goes on, and in these multiple step reactions, the various type of intermediate molecules are get formed in that reactions. So some notes are there. Metabolic pathway, the red arrows and dotted lines indicate the general metabolic pathways. In metabolic cycle, in this general example, the metabolic cycle indicated by the pink ellipse and just part of the overall metabolic pathway. So we have this pink line. So there's a metabolic cycle, and these are the that indicate the general metabolic pathways. We have branching point, which show the intermediates and the end products. And one of the very important component in overall reaction, that are the enzymes. So this is the one of the picture which is already taken from the E.B. Ross 2012. So this is that slide which is prepared in this E.B. Ross, and in 2012 from where this slide is taken from that part. Second metabolic pathway. So metabolic pathways in our body, you know what are those metabolic pathways are? They are catabolic and the anabolic. As I told initially also, that what are the metabolic pathways are so the two metabolic pathways in our bodies are, one is catabolic pathway and another is a anabolic pathways. You know well about the catabolic and anabolic pathways. Catabolic pathways are basically those pathways which are responsible for the breakdown of heavy molecules, and anabolic pathways are those pathways in which from these smaller component some heavy molecules are generated. Okay, so that is the difference between the catabolic and the anabolic pathways. So catabolic pathway is summarized as that breakdowns complex molecules into a simpler compound. For example, amylase break complex starch into a simple sugar. So you know that amylase, we discussed about the amylase in that first semester, that amylase is what? It is a type of a polysaccharide, and this polysaccharide is formed of the monomers of the glucose, and whenever this heavy component of amylase it get break, then it first of all it break into the sugars, simple sugars, and that simple sugars are the glucose molecule. So amylase is a part of that starch molecule. It is break into the simple sugar. So the breakdown of amylase into the simple sugar is a catabolic pathway. And the process of cellular respiration. So catabolic pathway is so that is a cellular respiration process is also be considered as a catabolic pathway. Now we come to the anabolic pathway. So anabolic pathways consume energy to build complicated molecules. For example, anabolic steroids to build muscles, the building of a protein from amino acids. These all are the anabolic pathway. So one more very easy example of anabolic pathway, you see that the glucose monomer are able to form the complex glycogen in the animal system, or the glucose monomers are able to form the complex starch molecule in the case of plant system. So that are the both are the anabolic pathways. Now you can see that it is also a very good summary of what are the role of these catabolic and anabolic reactions are. So catabolic reactions are responsible for transfer energy from complex molecules to ATP. So why these catabolic reactions are required in your system? It is required that whatever the energy is available in any of that heavy molecules, that energy is get transferred to ATP in the form of ATP, or energy is transferred to, because ATP is what? You know, ATP is basically a type of energy storage.
Energy currency.
Yeah. So, you know, just we have to get some discussion on, like, you know, we have ATP. So ATP is what? Yeah. अभी किसी ने बताया ATP क्या है?
Energy currency.
ATP is a source of energy, but basically it is a type of storage component of energy. ये एनर्जी को स्टोर करता है. ओके, लेकिन अगर हम एनर्जी स्टोर नहीं करते हैं तो क्या होता है? What we can do with that energy? If we not be stored energy, then what we do that energy of that energy? Yeah, anybody?
We will utilize that for daily functions.
Yeah. Okay. That means whenever we not use energy, that energy is directly utilized for some work done or some processes. Okay, so our body or any of that animal system or plant system may carry out the two type of role of energy. One is it utilize energy directly for the some work done process, or that utilize energy for the storage purpose. So that that energy can be utilized for the later on for different purposes. Okay, so catabolic reactions are basically a reaction in which heavy molecular component are break down and release the energy, and whatever the energy is get released, now that energy we get either stored or that directly get utilized. Okay, so that is what the main aim of the catabolic reactions. Now what are the anabolic reactions are? So anabolic reactions are the reaction in which energy is transferred from ATP to complex molecule. So that is another very important role of ATP, that whenever we get the ATP in a large amount in our body, then these ATP molecules are get utilized by some anabolic reaction in some anabolic reaction to form complex molecule. So that is another very important role, that whatever the ATP we have, then that ATP is required to form the complex molecule. For example, you can see these are the some heavy molecule like glucose, amino acid, fatty acids. So these are the heavy molecules. So when these source of energy are get catabolized, then they release energy in two forms. One is the heat and another is the ATP. As I told you, heat is the form of energy which is directly utilized for the some function. It is not be get stored, but ATP is the form of energy which is directly get stored in your system. Okay, and now whenever, and this is what these are cellular building blocks. So these are the some smaller components which are already existing in your cell. Now this smaller component utilizes this ATP and finally get converted into another different macromolecules like RNA, fat, glycogen, DNA, proteins. So these all are the macromolecules which are get formed. And this reaction is simply termed as anabolic reactions, and these reactions are simply termed as catabolic reactions. Okay. Now we come to the next slide. Now, anabolic pathway in which energy is used. Catabolic pathway, energy is released. And in between this, there are the some form of energy that is get stored, and that is metabolic landscape. So we get the huge amount of metabolic landscape through the stored energy. So whenever we have the stored energy, then we have get the this metabolic landscape. So there we have two main pathways like the anabolic and the catabolic, in which one is the energy used and another is energy released. So we come to the next part, the different types of energy. So we have a different types of energy here. Energy, that ability to do work or cause change. So why we require energy? Energy is required to do work. So we have to require to do work, or we want to some change. अगर कोई change भी करना चाहते हैं, that is another very important role of energy. That is only be possible through the energy. So whenever we have energy, we can able to change something, or we can do some work. So we have two type of energy. You know well. You have already read in physics that we have two type of energy. One is a potential energy and another is a kinetic energy. So potential energy is the form of energy stored in an object. So that is the energy which is already get stored in some object, or it is measured in joule. And chemical energy is the potential energy of a chemical reaction. और जो chemical energy है वो किसी chemical reaction का potential energy है. And what is the kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is energy of an object in motion. So whenever we have any object which is in motion, this shows the kinetic energy. That is also we get measured in joule. Thermal energy is a form of kinetic energy of atoms and molecules. So plants can able to utilize the thermal energy. So because what the plants can do? Plant can trap the energy in which form of energy? Thermal energy, and that energy is in the form of atom or molecules. Whereas potential energy is a type of chemical reaction. So that whatever the energy which is utilized by the animal system, that is basically the chemical energy, because that is the potential energy which is get utilized. So you can see this is the what? This is one of the object which is just standing here. So that is having the some potential energy. But when this is get in a kinetic, that is get into a motion, whenever it is get into a motion, then it is get the kinetic energy. So this potential energy and the kinetic energy. Now, as I told you, that thermal or heat energy, it's a form of energy which is a kinetic energy. And basically kinetic energy is given by atom or molecules. And how these energies get available in the atom or molecules? Because of their random movement. So because of the movement of some atom or molecules, we get these kinetic energy, because these atom and molecules are always be in motion. So because they are always be in motion, that's why they are having the huge amount of kinetic energy in the form of thermal or heat energy. Now we come to the chemical energy, that is a potential energy available for releasing chemical reaction. So as I told you, that in the case of a plant system, what happens, the main source of energy is the sun, that are having the solar energy. This solar energy is get trapped by the plant molecule, and that plant components, their leaves, basically responsible for the trapping of this solar energy. And then when this plant component is eaten by some different insects, and later on it comes into the food chain, now this energy is reaches to the final consumer, that is like in this case you can see that this is the bird, which is the final consumer of energy. So from the that sun, this energy is get transferred to the animal system. So here we find out that the energy is a kinetic energy, but then after this energy is moved into the chemical energy form. Okay, so another example we see that we have consumed the food. So when we consume the food, now that food is get break down into a different form, and after that breakdown, now we come to the storage of energy in the form of ATP, and that ATP is required for the some work done. So this is the chemical form of energy, and also the chemical form of energy which is come by through the food. In the case of this insect, like they eat in the plant component, so that plant component are coming to the body and release energy, and that is the another chemical form of energies are, and only that plant receive the kinetic form of energy in the form of atom and molecules. So yes, now we come to the one of the very another important aspect of this lecture, that laws of thermodynamics. Okay, now you know well. So you know what these laws are, what this law actually explain about the energy, why this law is very important for the explaining that energy components. Yeah, first of all we discuss about the first law of thermodynamics. What is the first law of thermodynamics is? Yeah, anybody?
Sir, energy, yes.
So energy can neither be created nor be destroyed.
Yeah, my voice is not clear. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So tell me, what is the first law of energy?
Energy can
Sir,
neither be
energy
created
can
nor be destroyed.
Okay, yes, yes. Okay. So
It can be
law of
only
energy,
transferred
first law
from
of
one
energy,
form to another.
conservation of energy. For the this first law of energy, which says about the it is a law of conservation of energy. Okay. So we know that law of conservation of energy, that energy neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can be transferred from one form to another. That is what the first law of energy. Now, you know why this law is more very important, that you know what is the ultimate source of energy in our earth is?
Sun.
Yeah,
Sun.
sun. Very good. You know, yes, sun is yes, ultimate source of energy on this earth. And whatever the energy which is moving in all over the earth, in each and every component, from plants to microbes to animals, in each of the cellular component, that the energy is only be available just because of the sunlight. If there is no sunlight, I think nobody get the energy. Okay, some microbial components are only be exceptional because they are getting the energy not directly from the sun or from the any sun component, that is just directly from the some chemical component which are residing in their surroundings. Okay, only that. But and what is the conservation say? So conservation, law of conservation says that whatever the energy is came from the sun, that energy is get converted into a different forms in different life system or different type of the whatever the components are. They are just changing their form, and this form of energy is what we say, that is the conservation of energy, because energy is not be get anyhow, that energy is not be get move up from the your environment, but that energy forms are get changed. That is the only thing which is get happening through the with this energy, that energy forms are only be get changed, not the any other component of energy is get changed. Energies remain as such. That what we say, that whatever the energy on your overall earth is, that is a constant. Nothing, the energy is not be get lost from the universe. So every energy is get available on the earth as such. Okay, so if you go through the philosophy of this, that how these energies remain on earth as such, and what is happening to this, so that is another discussion part, that what is happening to these energies. But really, as I say, that energy is remain conserved, it is not be get changed anyway, it is just only the forms which is get changed. Okay, so this is what. Now we come to the another very important, you can see, just I show you that first law, that energy can be transferred and transformed, but it cannot be created or destroyed. So you can see that it's a very good example of a food chain, that when the plant trap the energy from the sunlight, now that is taken by some herbivorous, and herbivorous are then killed by some carnivorous, and carnivorous get the energy directly from the these herbivorous molecules. And what these carnivorous do, carnivorous further on release that energy in the form of motion. So they can release the energy in the form of heat, in the form of CO2, in the water. So this chemical potential energies get converted into a kinetic energy. So where this energy goes, these energies goes directly into the environment, and it has just remain, the forms are get changed. So whatever the energy is stored by this herbivorous animal, now that energy is get comes into the environment in the form of heat or these molecules. Okay, so that is what the conservation. And what is the second law says? Second law says that every energy transfer or transformation increases the entropy of the universe. So that is another very important rule, that uh, whenever we have the any type of transformation is goes on, any type of energy transfer is goes on, then entropy or the disorderness is get increases in universe. So that's another very important, that wherever the loss of energy is there is some entropy. जब भी कोई ट्रांसफर होगा या ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन होगा, तो वहां पर कोई ना कोई एंट्रोपी दिखेगी, एंट्रोपी मिलेगी. Okay, so it is a very good topic. This all over the topic about the energy conservation, first and second law. It is comes into the another very important part of the this metabolism, that is termed as a bioenergetics. So I think we have to get a very elaborative discussion on what is the this energy can be get transformed, and what is the get it is get conserved. That we have to get into discussion into the another very important topic, that is a bioenergetics. So when we deal with the bioenergetics, then we see the some more informative discussion on these energy aspects. Okay, now we see the next slide. Entropy, as I told you, the second law of thermodynamics says as the energy transfer or transformation is get occur, then there is an increase in entropy. So you can see this is the one of the paper ball is there, and which is get formed by some paper pieces, and it is arranged in this manner in a highly ordered way. But this paper ball is get into the just into the dish form, then we can see that it is get more disordered. And whenever it is get disordered, so there is an increase in disorderness, so there is an increase in entropy. Okay, so for to remain this paper ball into the highly ordered form, you require some extra energy. So more energy is required to make this paper ball into the ordered form. But whenever it is get disordered, there's no energy is required, so less energy needed to maintain this disordered form. And this is what the increase in entropy. So whenever you have any type of loss of energy, any type of that disorderness is goes on, then there is a increase in entropy. Okay, but very important thing which is noted here, that life requires a lack of entropy. Okay, हमारे लाइफ को एंट्रोपी नहीं चाहिए, डिसऑर्डरनेस नहीं चाहिए. If you want to sustain a life, then you have to require the ordered way. You have to require everything is get in ordered form. And when this ordered form is get disordered, then energy is get lost. Is it clear? So life require a lack of entropy. We have required very less entropy, and if the entropy is get increases, now the our life is get at risk. So that's why we require the lack of entropy, lack of disorderness, so that that energy is get maintained in your body, and if it is get maintained, then it may help into the get the life in a ordered way. Now, that is another very important aspect is the free energy. Is the energy in a system that is available to do work. So, free energy is what? Free energy is energy in a system that is available to perform some work, to do some work. So, that is what the free energy. Okay. So, free energy is get explained with this equation. You know well about this equation, that is delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. What does this equation really mean? So the equation describes the change in free energy of a system when accounting for the transfer of heat, that is enthalpy, and change in disorder, that is entropy of the system. Okay, so this is one of the equations which actually describe what? It described about the relationship between the enthalpy and the disorderness. So they explain the how we get the free energy. हमें free energy कैसे मिलेगा? हमें free energy मिलेगा जब हमारा enthalpy means heat transfer, and disorderness, change in disorderness. So change in enthalpy and change in disorderness is in a common accounting. That means कि अगर हमारा enthalpy हमारे disorderness से ज्यादा है, तो हमारा डेल्टा एच क्या होगा? पॉजिटिव हो जाएगा, और डेल्टा जी क्या होगा? वो भी पॉजिटिव हो जाएगा. इफ डेल्टा जी इज पॉजिटिव, दैट मीन्स व्हाट? दैट मीन्स रिएक्शन इज नॉन स्पॉन्टेनियस. एंड अगर इंथैल्पी हमारा कम है, डेल्टा एंट्रोपी ज्यादा है, देन आवर डेल्टा जी इज नेगेटिव, एंड देन इट इज टर्म्ड एज अ spontaneous reaction. So what is that spontaneous, non-spontaneous, and what is both of these terms? We have to get into more discussion in the later on when we discuss about the bioenergetics chapter. So but we know that free energy get the one relationship in which the enthalpy and the disorderness are get into the one connection. Okay, entropy refers to the amount of disorderness in system when placed in the context of energy exchange. Entropy refers to the change energy that is unavailable for use. So entropy is not that energy which is utilized for any type of work done, but enthalpy or the heat is that energy which is directly utilized for the some work. So what is that work which is carried out by the free energy? That is to grow, reproduce, and organize. So this is what the three major aim of any type of work done which is carried out by any living system, that is grow, reproduce, and organize. How is lack of entropy achieved? So lack of entropy is achieved by the constant supply of energy. That is a very important thing. It is only achieved by the constant supply of energy. So That is what we have to get the discussion, that what is the role of this free energy, what is the role of the enthalpy, the role of the entropy, and why, how these all of the component are get into the uh, some some work done process, and why this energy and the work done are correlated with the some free energy change. So these all are the some specific type of notation. ओके, नोटेशन मींस हमने अलग अलग तरह का देखा, डेल्टा जी का क्या रोल है, फ्री एनर्जी है, डेल्टा एच का क्या रोल है, एंथैल्पी है, डेल्टा एस क्या है, एंट्रोपी है. सो क्वेश्चन आता है कि एंथैल्पी और फ्री एनर्जी में क्या डिफरेंस है. एंथैल्पी हम कह रहे हैं चेंज इन ट्रांसफर ऑफ हीट, डेल्टा जी हम फ्री एनर्जी बात कर रहे हैं. सो व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द हीट एंड द फ्री एनर्जी? Yes, anybody able to give the answer? What is the difference between the delta G and the enthalpy? Yeah. Anybody able to give the answer? No? Are you there? आप लोग हो?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So no voices came. That's why I think that either anybody there or not. Okay. So I think it is an introductory part. So we have to get the more and more discussion about the bioenergetics topic, and then we discuss about in detail what is the role of all of these energy notations like the delta G, delta S, delta H, delta U. Then we have the delta G naught. What is the standard free energy change? How we can we make this energy into the equilibrium process? You have already read into the role of these energy into the equilibrium process. Why this energy change is always be get occur in your system. So there are the many questions are there, and all over them are get connected with the one theme, that this metabolic system is directly correlated with the role of energy, how the energy is get generated, how the energy is get utilized, and in what are the different way through these through which these energy component are be get utilized for the number of processes. Okay, so this is what we have to get the discussion. I think for today it is sufficient. Now in the next lecture we continue with some more introductory part of your this topic, and then after we come to the some coming lectures we have to get the more and more discussion on metabolic process. Okay, so related to this topic, whatever the information regard with videos and with some PPT and some PDF, it is already get uploaded to your Google Classrooms also. So if you have required any teaching material which is required for you, that is already get uploaded to your Google Classroom, so you can be get take that component from the that side also. Okay, any query? If you want to discuss with anything related to classroom, related to online classes, or for coming things, then you can ask.
Sir, can we get the recorded videos?
Yeah, you can get the recorded video also. Okay, it is already one very important thing. All over these videos which are get taught by you, these are get available on YouTube link. Okay, so you can access directly with the YouTube. So very soon all of you get the complete link of what are the videos which are goes on online. It is available on your YouTube, so you can get access anytime through YouTube. Okay. Any other question? Okay, no. So that's all for the today. So thank you all. Meet you in next class. Okay.